Okay, so we have this walnut here, and it's 51 inches long. So we're going to split that up into 4 sections. That will give us 12 inches and 3/4. And the thickness of the walnut is 1 inch and 1/4. Okay, so now that we got those cut, we're just gonna number these just so we know which is which. And then we're gonna take it over to the planer and plane one face of it. Probably do about 2 passes, 2 very light passes. So this is my planer setup. It is not the best, but we're working on it. And yeah, so I have a sheet of melamine down there just to help eliminate snipe. And as you can see, we're taking 2 passes and then we're on to the next thing, which is admiring this beautiful wood. So I set my table saw to 1 1/4 inches thick just to make sure everything's nice and clean. So we run it through and absolutely obliterate my camera if you haven't noticed. So here we're just cutting some 3/4 inch cherry. We're cutting 2 strips of these, and off camera I cut 5 strips of hard maple for the cutting board. Okay, so we're just gonna do a really quick glue up. A lot of people have rollers or a little brush to spread the glue. Right now I'm just using my finger until I invest in something else. And then after that, we're just gonna come back and scrape the top coat off before it gets too hard, so it's not too hard when we're ready to plane it. Okay, so back to the planer, here we go. And as you can see in the top right hand corner, I am just turning my knob 1/4. So 1/4, if you turn your knob 1/4, it shows that you were just taking off 1/64 of an inch, which isn't much, not much at all. But when you're planing, you don't want to take off big chunks of things because that'll make it hard on your planer. Now we go to the table saw. We have our first cut jig, and we're going to use that to square up one edge, and then we're going to use it to square up the other edge as well. Look at that maple in the middle between the cherry. Look at that curl. Wood's amazing. That's all I got to say about that. Surprise, surprise, surprise. We have a CNC machine and we are doing an epoxy inlay. I wanted to do something nice for my boss and do this cutting board for him, and I wanted to put his business, a logo inside of this piece that I'm cutting out. So just look at that CNC go. CNC machines are pretty cool. If you have the money, I definitely recommend it. It is a learning curve. Okay, and here we're just gonna use the flame to bring that bubble to the surface. You gotta be real careful so you don't burn the epoxy, and then yeah, it won't look as good as you want it to. So then we started engraving his logo. Kind of skipped a few steps and forgot to take video of things. And yeah, the CNC is doing a real good job. That's the design that we are gonna get. And then from there we skip to the juice groove. And yeah, who doesn't love good juice groove? I love cutting into some steak and watching the juices flow out. Here we're just doing a chamfer on here. Let me know in the comments if you guys like chamfers or roundovers. I prefer chamfers on my cutting boards, but I have done a roundover, but I'm more a fan of the chamfer. Let me know which ones you guys like if you made it this far. So we couldn't finish doing the entire chamfer because the epoxy is raised in the area, so that would just mess up everything. So I just decided to wait until we sanded everything down, so then I can go back over and do that part of the chamfer on the side. I heard them say that this is the best part about woodworking. Would you guys agree? So with sanding, we've gone through all the grits. I don't show you guys on camera just because it takes time and time and time to sand. But here I'm starting off with 60 grit, and I'm just working on that logo. Once I get that logo down to original depth of the material, that's when I hit everything else and go through 60, 80, and after 80 is when I do a water pop, and just so I can raise the grains of the wood, and then that's when I go back over it with 120 to get it all nice and smooth. And yeah, back to putting that chamfer on. Look at that logo. It is looking good. Yes, sir. I am really proud of myself. This is my first time doing a cutting board like this. So, if you like the looks of it so far, give me a like. One of my personal favorite parts of the cutting board is the water pop, just because it gives you, that a preview of what's to come and how everything's gonna look when you finally put the oil and the wax on it and everything. So yeah, here it is. So I just spray it down, wipe off all the extra, and then I give it time to dry.
Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they.
And then one of the final steps is just putting on this cutting board oil that is food safe. And yeah, just look at that. Look at that wood grain pop. So we do this, and after you put the oil on, you let it dry, and then I put another coat of oil on, and then after that, I waxed everything and just to seal it. And then I did decide to put
Only Polly, only love the bad.